how far does our responsibility go? How what do we take to be upon us? What is our business and what isn't? Where do we draw the line? Um, for the past few days, I've been helping out a little girl. Is my half sister. She just finished high school. She's going into university. She's from a township, which is not really a rural area, just a township in Mpumalanga. It's quite far from the main city, which is the biggest city in Africa, Johannesburg, and that is where she's going to be going into university. There is a city close to where she comes from, which is Nelspruit, but is nowhere near as big as the city. Yeah, Nelspruit is the biggest city in Mpumalanga, just not nearly as big. And it's fine to go to a city to go do your shopping on a nice weekend, but now you're going to be living in a city, so it's a whole big switch from what she's used to. And in addition to that, she's quite young. She's just 16. She's gonna turn 17 now. um, it's a huge step for someone who's really that young, being in an environment where everyone is at least 2 years older than you, and everyone is quite perhaps more wealthier than you, more mature than you. They're doing things that you've probably never seen before. Okay, yeah, sure, now the kids know a lot of things, but it's just a whole new level of things, because the things that are being done in cities and the things that are being done in the township are way different. So anyway, okay, yeah, sure, it's probably easy for me to help out that little girl because she's my half sister, but I barely know the girl. I mean, I only knew her first name only last week when I was helping her out. So one of her documents were like, wait, that's your name? I only knew her second name, which, okay, I knew. It's someone I barely know. I haven't seen this girl in over 10 years. She was still a little baby when I last saw her. And ever since then, we've barely spoke very rarely in the past 10 years. Before this year started, before 2020 started, I'm pretty sure we spoke less than 5 times in those 10 or so years. So now, here I am, not quite in need of help myself. There's a lot that I don't have figured out, a lot that I don't have going on right. But here's a girl who has a parent, has both parents, both her mother and father still alive. Mother's out there in Mpumalanga with 5 kids, 2 of which are already in varsity. She's now going to be the third one in varsity. There's still 2 young kids that she still have to take care of. And I think she's a single mother. 5 kids you have to take care of all by yourself. Quite the tricky situation. I know it's January. January is quite a tough month. I don't know about it being a tough month in other parts of the world, but in South Africa, it's a tough month. And now you have to deal with all these things. The firstborn has to go to camp. The secondborn has to go to back to varsity. Now the thirdborn has to go to varsity as well, and she needs everything to get her started to go to university. So it's really tough on the mother. And the father, being in a new marriage with a different woman, is a bit handicapped in terms of helping there, because he's not very financially well off. He can't really just bring in that girl from another family into this house, and he probably should, because he stays closer to the city that this girl is going to be learning at. So that would be of much help for the girl, but now she's had to find refuge in other people's houses and so on. So I thought, when I looked at this from the beginning, that this was probably going to be a very stressful time for her. I mean, she's a little girl, and there's a whole big switch, and it's probably scary, because I mean, damn, it's varsity that I'm going to. It's probably really scary. And she's now supposed to go there, and she doesn't have all that much support. Everyone is back home, and it's a whole lot of things to process. And I thought, okay, I really need to help you. I really need to step up and help her. Forget my problem, forget the things that I'm going through. Just take a week and just help this girl. At least when she gets into varsity and then class starts hitting her, she at least has a bit less things to worry about everything else happening. And at least if I can talk to her, give her a bit of motivation, give her a little of hope that no, you know what, there is someone there to help you out whenever you need something. Maybe then that makes her adaptation to the varsity life, to the varsity situation scenario, make it, maybe that could help make that quite a lot easier. And again, perhaps it looks like, well, Kevin, it is your sister, so it was not only easy but necessary that you do help. Yeah, sure, again, she does have parents, they could have done all the stuff. I really didn't have to. I have my own problems to worry about. I don't have a kid, and that is somewhat by design. So if I wanted to have all those problems, probably would have had a kid. So I don't want all those problems. But it wasn't about her being my kid. It was about me being in a position where I am able to help. I've helped out a lot of people, people older than me, people younger than me, people close to me, people not so close to me, because I feel like a big part, a big responsibility that I do have in this life is to help others. I spend a lot of time making videos, perhaps not as much time as other people do, because this is not art to me. This is really just communication, lessons, value. I spend a lot of time doing this, though, not just for my benefit, but really for the benefit of others, the person who might be watching, the person who might be close to giving up, the person who might be losing hope. That's what I'm doing this for. So I don't know how what kind of people would be watching, but all those sorts of people are people that I am helping, and maybe not always directly, but inadvertently, indirectly, I am helping other people. Which is why I started this video by asking, how far does our responsibility go? What do we take as our business, and what do we not take as our business? And my answer to that is, okay, look, it does help society as a whole become quite better, I believe, if there is more help coming in from everywhere. More people learn to be more brave, be less scared of helping, because I think a lot of reasons why people don't want to help out is because we fear that we have so much to lose. You help this person out and then they come back to bite you. I mean, how many times have we seen in movies where some idiot helps out a guy, and then that guy comes around to come and kill your uncle, Spider-Man, and similar situations like that. We've seen a lot of those type of things happen. But then again, we've seen a lot of cases where you help someone out and they come back and they come and help someone else out, or they help you out, and that whole situation works out for the better. I, for one, have made the decision that I want to live my life in that light. I don't want to live my life being fearful. I don't want to live my life being cocooned or pulled back or scared of doing certain things because of the negative that might come back to happen. I am more of a person who looks more on the positive of things that might happen. It is said that we suffer more in the mind than we do in reality. And I find that to be true. How many times have we seen people who seem to have a lot of things figured out, seems like their lives are going really great, then the next thing you know, they're in a hospital having been admitted for being depressed or any such stress-related issues. How many times have we seen people who look to be having things going well in their lives, and next thing you know, they've passed away because they've committed suicide, or they've had some sort of stroke or something, again, which is perhaps straight stress related. Things aren't really always as they seem. And I believe that by helping people who may, even at the slightest bit, be having a bit of problems, could be my way of saving them. And I'm not trying to be no Superman or anything, but I just believe that a lot of us, some good exists in a lot of us. There's a lot that people can do to help each other, a lot of people that people can do to help ourselves. And sometimes in helping one person, you end up helping more than one person, because that one person that you help may end up going to help other people because of that experience that they've had. Look, I've been helped before myself, so now I'm in a position where I can help others, so maybe let me do that. Look, there's a lot of abundance in this life. If you're living your life out there being scared that, what if I help this person now and then in 2 years they're more wealthier than me, they're happier than me, or they come back and they kill my uncle, or they come back and they steal my dog, or something like that. there's so much abundance in this world that we really need not worry about the losses that we can incur. There's so much for everyone to share in abundantly. There's so much for everyone to have and still be able to give away. If you're worried about and if you're being greedy and really wanting to have everything for yourself, yeah, sure, you can, and probably maybe to some extent you should, but how then, with whom then will you enjoy or boast in your abundance? With whom will you enjoy all the glory of everything that you have accomplished and everything that you have gained? Yeah, sure, you can help someone and they may come back to be at a better position than you, but then that person now being in a better position might then help you get in a better position yourself. Maybe they can then pull you down, which is a possibility, but I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to suffer that much in my mind. I want to live in a reality where I go to bed every night and I look back at the events of the day and I know this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. Am I content with that? Am I fulfilled by that? And it's not, again, I must say this, I've said it before. You can go on my Instagram and you'll find it somewhere there. It's not about the money. It's not about the glory, the glory, the known glory to others. To me, it's about the way I feel inside, the way at the end of the day, even if to you, the person that I help, it just seems like, yeah, no, you just picked up a little bag of plastic and helped me cross the street. Any guy could do that. To me, it's not just about that. It's about, I took my time and I did this thing and I feel great about it. I have a friend who decided to go to a different country, and they go to a different country to do something that at face value is stupid. It's really dumb in the eyes of many people. Like, why would you go and do that? But for me, I was so happy to hear her tell me that that is what she's going to do, and the reason behind her going to do it, because it's not about you making money. It's not about you being the greatest whatever there is. It's just about you doing something that at the end of the night you go to bed and you think about all the little moments that you experience throughout the day and you feel joy. A smile comes to your face. And for some people, that is creating a business that is going to help other people, or creating a business that grows and becomes a great business. But going to bed, you know that, look, what I did today was amazing. I changed the world in a good way. Steve Jobs, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's him, who once talked about how every night when you go to bed, think about the things that you did. And if you're able to say that today I did good, I did a great job, the things that I'm doing, I'm working on, are good for humanity, are good for our future, then you know that you're fulfilled, you're happy. Yes, in order for that happiness or that success of what you were doing to be measured, the business has to grow in a seemingly brutal way to other businesses, but essentially you are changing the world for the better. You are making the world a better place. And look, I'm not saying all of us should go out there and be Steve Jobs. No, I'm just saying that you should be a happy person. You should be a fulfilled person. You probably shouldn't chase money. I really believe in that. I really believe that people shouldn't live their lives thinking about chasing money, how much money they can make from this, how much money they can make from that. I really believe that if we dwelled, is that the past tense of dwelling? If we dwelled more on the feelings or the emotions that we get from the things that we're doing, whether it be small scale, whether it be large scale. I'd like to live in a world where everyone thinks about all those things that they did or are doing and how they make them feel. I really have so much respect for the guys who, I think they're called Doctors Without Borders, who go out and not want to sit here and work in a private hospital or whatever. They want to go out and help people in the far reaches of the earth who probably have very little access to medication and whatever. Those people, I have so much respect for them, because for them it's not about, I want to have the city life, I want to drive this expensive car, I want to, no, I want to help people. And I went to study a minimum of 7 years so I can go out and live in worse conditions that I grew up in, and risk my life to get all sorts of diseases that those people out there have, just so at the end of the night, at the end of the day, when I go to sleep, I feel happy, I feel fulfilled, that I'm doing a lot of great things here. I am helping a lot of people, and that's just a doctor whose name we don't even know. Again, it's not about being a superhuman or being a Steve Jobs, just being a doctor. That's just it. Just being someone, just being, at the end of the day, you smile at someone and that person is happy that, look, this person took their time out of their lives to come and help me. That must mean that something special about me, or that must mean that there is some hope for me. And perhaps that person then goes and does something good in society. And yes, again, it still exists that that person still comes back and does really bad in society, and maybe they become the really bad person who blows up the earth. But hey, it's life. What can you do? All I'm saying is, let's not reduce the spectrum of our responsibility to only the things that we care about, or to only the things that we believe are directly affected by us. Let's increase the spectrum of the people we can help. Let's increase the reach of our helping hand, the reach of the extensions of our hands, as to how far we can reach, wherever we can dip into to help others, to help society, to help our future. I believe that we should go. The line should be drawn very far, so far that we can't even see. There are people who are working in the South Pole, who, even in the North Pole, actually, it's flipping cold down there, and people are building communities there, trying to do research and find ways in which to make human beings, human life better. There are people who are digging deep into the minds of people, trying to find how we can interact better with machines, and how we can try to make people with certain diseases be helped by artificial intelligence, and how, when someone has these sort of, I forget these diseases names, where they can't really control some of their body functions, they're able to communicate with a machine to help them do these things. How people are going out there to help people who have their limbs cut off, to now connect to artificial limbs that can, through some magical artificial intelligence stuff, they can still control that artificial limb. There's a whole lot of people going to far lengths to help other people, and it doesn't have to be groundbreaking work. It doesn't have to be record breaking. It doesn't have to be world renowned. It just has to be someone helping. It's as simple as giving out sanitary pads, or helping people without education, or helping old people cross the street, or just about anything, really. There's so much that we can do to help out. There's very little that we lose in helping out. I really believe there's very little that we lose. And look, I'm not looking at stopping at just helping everyone in my family to get things done, or to go ahead. I'm not looking at stopping there. I mean, yeah, my father has enough kids for me to help out so many times, but really that's not where I'm gonna stop. That's not near enough people for me to be fulfilled. There's a lot more people that I want to help, and a lot of the businesses that I go into, I always try to look at, okay, sharp, how do I make this business grow? But also, how does this then end up helping people? And creating jobs is one thing, but when I hire people, I want to hire people who not just look at your job description and what you want to do in that, but hey, sharp, job description is good. 5 years from now, yeah, all that's beautiful. What happens if 5 years from now my business dies? Then where do you go? What happens to you? Are you planning on being here 5 years from now? What you gonna do 5 years from now? I'd like to not have people work for me for 5 years. Like 5 years is probably the cutoff. After that, you should probably be having bigger dreams than just working for a company like what I'm building. Yeah, I'm gonna build big companies. That is what I'm gonna do. I promise you that. Just wait and see. But I want people to have bigger visions than just simply working for someone else. And even if it be me, even if it be some whoever is making a lot of money, whoever who's running a big business, I don't want people to just be working just to get by. I want someone who's working to create something great and then move on to create something great independently. The world needs more of that. The world right now is shifting from the conventional way in which we've been doing things. A lot of people are scared that a lot of things are coming in to take our jobs and so on and whatever. But the world is shifting, and we need more people creating new industries, new workplaces for everyone, or maybe not everyone, but for people to have other places to go and work in. Because I really do believe that yes, artificial intelligence and robotics are coming to take some jobs, but then all those things are also bringing in more jobs, more industries. And that whole shift is what I want to be actively involved in. This whole shift in industries, whole shift in the way things are being done. It's going to be amazing to watch. It's going to be amazing to experience. And we shouldn't always be greedy and thinking about ourselves. We really should always think about how we help others, how we get forward together. And guys, yes, perhaps you should worry. Robotics are coming. They're coming to take our jobs, but there's other industries that are blooming, other industries that are emerging, other industries that are waiting to be created, which is where probably you and I are going to fit in. And if we don't help a kid see that, if you don't help a kid get educated in a better way, if you don't help a kid learn something and think differently, then who's out there going to be doing these things? Who's going to be pioneering these things? Because we don't know where these great ideas are hiding. We don't know where these great ideas are being muffled. A lot of people have very few resources, and we've had so much. And again, there's so much abundance that if we share, we're still left with so much. There's just so much left. But in any case, I hope this whole thing comes together and changes your perspective on how to look at helping people and how to look at giving others, and not look at it as you're losing a part of you, but you're gaining a certain experience, and that person is gaining a certain hope and a certain view and a certain optimism for life itself and themselves, a bit more self-esteem, and hopefully the world becomes a better place because of the things that we do cumulatively, additionally. if we add all the help that we all give each other and give to others, all that adds up to creating a whole society that in my mind is amazing. So let's go out there and be good people and share in this abundance that we have in this world. And I love you guys, and thank you for watching this far. And please leave a like. It's really helpful for me. It really helps other people who could benefit from watching something like this. It does help them find it more as well. If you subscribe, it does help the algorithm see perhaps who else it can recommend this channel to. So it would really mean a lot to me and to other people who could then find this video if you like and subscribe. So please do that, and thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time when I have my next video idea.